Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. And today we're going to be talking about missiles. Now before we begin, I need to make a little thing to say. On my thrusters video, someone commented, oh, they're actually called rockets, and that's actually true. So they're called rockets, not thrusters. I'm just used to calling them that. And they do act more like a thruster, but these are missiles, not rockets. These blocks right here. And speaking of which, let's talk about them. These missiles, there's not like a fourth or anything, it's just these three. This is the default basic missile. It just is a missile. This is a Sidewinder missile, and this is an ICBM missile. It's a weird name, but that's what it's called. It looks nothing like the rest of these two. What they all have in common, though, is that they have little attachments. When you can attach each one to a block, and then they'll sit there. This little black stud is how you connect this block to the side of a wall. And these little gray studs right here is how you connect this to a wall. And that's pretty much it about that. But let's go deeper into these blocks. Alright, we have a missile. A very basic missile. And what it comes out is a missile, label, fire, and a R button. Let's keep that there. Fire controls how fast it flies, or how much it accelerates. It starts off by 10, and the maximum you can get is 30, which is pretty fast. So that's all you can do. Label is a bit weirder. Well, it isn't. This block right here is a missile control block, specifically for these guys. And right here is pretty basic. What is it used for? When it says all gone, it says reload all, which means that when this thing explodes, which is what missiles do, it will reload it, which means it will respawn the missile. And chain fire is a little tricky, but when you figure it out, it's pretty basic. This label right here, this is a 1 missile, or that's the tag for it. Labels are specifically for rockets, that's it. You can't use them anywhere else. And when, let's say, something causes this chain fire, which is nothing, let's put that here. And let's remove this and this. What will happen is that I will press R, it'll do chain fire, wait, and then I can press it again, do another one, then number 2, number 3, so on. But here's the thing, it doesn't work like that. They need to be connected. So let's try to get a little quick setup. Let's flip this over so it can connect up to something. Let's put a block here, so they're both put together. And there, they're connected. This is a level 1, and let's try it. Oh, let's get closer. And off it flies. And that's what it does. So it's pretty basic. Okay, we covered that. Let's get to the explosion part. This right here. There are different ways for a missile to work. A ballistic missile, a basic bomb, or a lock-on missile, which is basically just missile, but it follows. A basic missile just flies forward, as you can tell by the little label right here. You can control its explosion size. It does go to like a maximum of 50, not too big. Ballistic is just a missile that flies for a minute and it just falls. Bomb, it just falls. That's it. So basically, it's basically straight, sort of straight, and down. So it's just kind of like different levels of how strong you want the missile to fly. And lock-on is mostly recommended for when you have missile, ballistic, and bomb won't help too much. Lock-on is where it locks onto the tag, where it like follows it, like a heat-seeking missile. And right here, this is how long it takes for it to start registering. So it starts by 1 second, and then it starts following the tag. But if we get rid of that, as soon as we go, it goes straight after me. We have to make it fly. Let's make it fire. Oh, no, right here. And as you can see, it attempts to chase me, but it crashed. Let's turn it around. And then it follows me, and I die. Just kidding, still alive. But that's basically what that does. Now these right here are lifetimes. Basically, how long the missile lasts. This right here is what you'll mostly be focusing, because these are not too important, but you can work with them yourself. This right here is basically how long the missile will last while it's flying. After 10 seconds in flight, it will disappear. Like, it won't explode or anything, it will just vanish. Poof, gone. But if we reload it, it comes back. Oh, forgot to fire it again. Let's fire that thing. Fire the missile. And it comes back into exactly where it was. And it keeps going. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have leapt down here. This is a bit of a tricky one. Actually, it's not tricky. Basically, after this amount of time, it will do a specific signal. So after around a second, or below a second, basically, let's say that, let's put both of these up to 5 or something. Just up to 3. Going with the same thing. Basically what it does is that, it's actually kind of hard to identify these two, but think of them as integers where you have to like this is greater than, this is less than. So basically, the less than is that as long as the rocket has been alive for this amount of time, or before, it will do a signal. But if this one is where if it lasts longer than the time put right here, it will do the signal. That's basically all it does. Now, let's finish this video with something interesting. What a light show. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Huh. Back at it again.